Hey there, and welcome to another episode of Readings That Heal with me, Marisa Moments, where I trigger, awaken, and then reconnect you to the divinity within. So be mindful, this is not a hand holding type of situation or podcast. So if you are a sensitive soul, God bless you. But I am going to leave you a minute to exit the room. Okay, so if you're still here, you are ready for some divine accountability, some healing, and some actual action, and some divinity tips and learning in the process. So let's get straight into it, shall we? Okay, so the thing that I've been inclined to share with you today is about grounding, right? What is grounding, or how can we do it? How do we know if we need to do it? All those types of things. Now, here's the thing, right? True story. Because by the way, I do share a lot of true stories. That's the way we can reflect, and that's how we can relate to each other a little bit more. So, the thing that just happened, just happened, was I was washing dishes a moment ago, and I found my mind just starting to shift. Now, as a side note, oftentimes when our mind drifts within the mundane tasks, we could be either one, channeling spirit, getting divine downloads. You ever come up with a great idea or concept when you're in the shower? Yeah, that's because being in the shower is a repetitive task, right? It's basically muscle memory. So you don't really have to think about what you're going to do. You probably already have even an order in which you wash your body. So again, you're not thinking about it, you're just doing it. So then that gives space and opportunity for anything else to come in. Yeah, no, you do not have to sit crisscross applesauce in order to be in a meditative state. So that's a nice little spoiler alert. I guess I should have led with that term. But anyway, so I'm washing dishes, right? And my mind starts to shift, and I'm just like, okay, what the heck? And then I catch myself mid daydream, and I'm like, oh crap. I can't remember if I actually washed the dish that I just set down. So now here I am washing a dish, maybe two, maybe three times. I don't even know. Maybe it was one time. I have no idea. But when that type of thing happens, I'm reminded, yeah, I need to ground. I need to remind myself of where I am. I need to be present in the moment, and I need to not necessarily allow myself to drift off because guess what? I have 4 kids. I have guests over. I have things going on, and I need to be present. I can't be living in the land of Lala while I'm trying to get things done. So that's another side note. There's a lot of side notes here. So, when you know that you need to ground, because sometimes if you want to live in the land of Lala, if you don't have nothing to do, hey, go for it. But if you got stuff to take care of, then you need to be grounded. You need to be in the here and now. And the way that you can do that is simple tasks, right? You can identify 3 objects that are near you. You can put your hand on maybe a desk, a table, or whatever is next to you. Grasp onto it. Bring it into your focal focus and start describing it in your mind. Remind yourself, I am here, I am now. Like these things may seem like maybe simple things, and maybe that's a little bit of self-judgment being exposed right there, but it is really that easy. See, a lot of times when it comes down to our divinity, when it comes down to being able to either go beyond the veil or stay in the here and now, in the matrix, or however you want to refer to it as, it's very simple things. But the thing is that it's been explained in a way by the powers that be, and basically like gurus who maybe sometimes want to seem a little bit holier than thou, to create that separation and that line of division that makes you feel like you are either A, unworthy of it, or 2, incapable of it, right? And either way, it's completely wrong. Did you know that spirituality, well, no, I don't even want to say religion because that's just an organized political system and we won't even get into that. But spirituality at its true core is meant for the common man. It is meant for you. It is meant for me. It is meant for everybody, right? It is innately a part of who we all are, if we so choose to accept it, right? But anyway, I'm getting away from the main subject. We're talking grounding. So what you want to do when you find yourself in those moments, and of course, maybe you've done it even when you're driving, there's memes about it. Everybody laughs about it. Like, oh my gosh, you're driving. And then all of a sudden, when you're in the middle of driving, you realize, oh, I'm driving. Yeah, that's called being ungrounded. That's called being in La La Land, right? So you A trick that I do whenever I feel myself starting to go there and when I'm driving, now obviously we got to be safe, is I will literally snap my fingers right by the side of my head. Yep, just like that. And bring myself back into reality. Quick techniques. My kids, when they were younger, at least for the older ones, they would often have times where they would go off into the land of Lala when they needed to be present, mainly for like school purposes, things like that. What I would tell them to do is clap their hands. Clap, just really quickly. Even it could be one clap, it could be two. Heck, you could do an applause for all I care. But what that does is it brings you back into the here and now, right? It gets your mind to focus on that sudden bang, that sudden whatever it is, right? And obviously, these are all non-harmful techniques to bring you back into the present. And again, if you feel like, another sign of being ungrounded is like maybe you start crying at everything, right? Maybe you're starting to feel overwhelmed and everything starts to trigger you and all those types of things. That's odds are good that you're ungrounded, right? You're bringing the past into the present and you're trying to operate through all of these different timelines in one singular moment. That's going to overwhelm anyone. That will make anyone cry. I mean, heck, I do it too. None of this, I'm no exception to any of these rules, right? But what I'm telling you is that when that happens, bring yourself back to the present. Be here now. Or if you feel like you need to go on that trip for whatever reason, maybe, you forgot your luggage, so you want to go back on that trip and take care of it, then do that. But if you feel like you need to be grounded, use some of these tips and techniques. Now, of course, there are so many other tips and techniques that you could potentially do. So that's why, like I always say, take what resonates, apply it as you deem fit. Only rule is we cause no intentional harm to self or one another. Outside of that, listen, anything goes. I mean, almost anything. Let's be real. But anyway, I'm not going to keep going on and on, but I do pose you to ask yourself this question. Are you grounded? Are you ungrounded? At what points do you need to be mindful and bring yourself back into the present? Now, obviously, these are questions that you need to ask yourself and really sit with and really think about. Because sometimes, yeah, sure, fly off into La La Land, have a nice trip. Other times, you do need to be here and now. It's up to you to discern the difference. And that's it. And as always, if this message resonates, then that means it's for you. And if not, that's cool too. Just keep it pushing. Either way, I thank you for listening and I wish you the best day ever. Until next time, you know the vibes. Peace and happy healing. Oh, and before I forget, don't forget to sign up for my new course. This is the one of one Marisa Moments courses. It is Conversating with the Universe, where I teach you how to discern your signs and your symbols and be able to translate them in a way that only you can. So sign up for it today. The link will be included in the description. And of course, it is at a small fee, but you've got this. If you want to conversate with the universe, if you want to stop having to go to Google for every time you see an angel number or a feather, then sign up for the course. It is self-directed. It is online. It is at your leisure. So sign up and I thank you in advance. So that's it. And don't forget to follow me every single place you can find me. Remember, when you look me up, it is Marisa Moments, and that is Marisa with one S because like I always like to say, there's only one me. So until next time, truly, truly, happy healing.